All right. Hi, guys. Let's go ahead and get into a spiritual therapy session. I'm being guided to do a spiritual therapy session right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Give me 1 second to put this incense in the holder and pick up what was on the floor, put my face in the camera, and now we can get started. All right. So let's go ahead and see what is in the energy for the majority of the collective. What is the main energy? What is the main wounding? What needs to be healed, addressed, etc. Spirit, universe, divine, God, rock, spirit guides, spirit team, archangels, guardian angels. What is the main energy of the collective right now as far as what needs to be addressed, healed, etc.? Make me a clear channel in order to receive and relay these messages clearly and concisely for everyone to understand. Archangel Michael, place a hedge around me and the collective as I tap into this energy and do this reading. Please keep all negative energy and entities out of my energy and out of this reading, and cause all monitoring spirits to go blind and deaf. Ashe. First card out. Let's see. Issues coming from cognitive dissonance. Okay? So someone is dealing with issues that come from having cognitive dissonance. This will show up as an internal conflict or confusion, struggling to reconcile conflicting beliefs or behaviors, often resulting from being taught contradictory messages growing up, leaving you unsure of your values and beliefs. Okay? So, for example, having an issue with cognitive dissonance would be you were raised and taught that relationships are bad, or you saw relationships as bad because you saw your parents have a bad relationship. But at the same time, you were taught that marriage is like good, and you should want to get married because that's what society teaches. And that, okay, so that would give you cognitive dissonance because you don't know whether you should be single or be married, and you kind of don't know which way to go. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you really want because you were taught two different things. Okay, so that's what it's talking about when it's talking about cognitive dissonance. The second card out is needing to address a self-concept wound. Wow. Okay. So the self-concept wound will show up as distorted or fragile sense of self. And I just said the cognitive dissonance makes you not really know who you really are or what you want to do. Okay. This will show up as a distorted or fragile sense of self, where you may feel disconnected from your true identity or struggle to see your own value. It often manifests as insecurity, self-doubt, or a constant need to seek approval from others, rooted in a lack of confidence and a misunderstanding of your inherent worth. Okay? So, someone's cognitive dissonance is literally causing them a self-concept wound. So the issue coming from the cognitive dissonance is the self-concept wound. You don't really know exactly who you are or what you're supposed to be doing. You don't really know your worth because you were taught two different things. And it doesn't have to be about the example I gave. It could be about anything. But you were taught contradictory things, contradictory values about something relating to your personality, yourself, etc., your life, etc., okay? And because of the cognitive dissonance, being taught the two different things and being confused about which way to go, how you should be, about your values, etc., that is causing the issue of the self-concept wound. So the self-concept wound is almost, hold on, sorry, that drives me nuts. It's almost as if you seek validation from others to let you know which way to go, what you're supposed to do, what moral compass to take, etc. You kind of like go along with the crowd because you're not sure which way to go because you were kind of like raised to straddle both sides of the fence. So you kind of just go whichever way that everyone else is going at the time or the situation. Okay. Okay, that is definitely not good. Let's see what else. Give me another deck, Spirit. Ooh, okay. Hold on. 2 more decks. If I can get this one out. Can I have you? Please, can I have you? It landed on my ankle. Okay. Ow. And then the book flew out. It didn't want to come off the shelf. When it did come off of the shelf, it fell down. It hit me in the ankle. And then only the book, the guidebook came out. Okay. So for someone, this is very hard for you to either talk about or address, deal with, because it was hard for me to get it off the shelf. It didn't want to come off the shelf. Then when I did finally grab it, it fell out of my hands and hit me in the ankle. Okay, so it's hard for you to talk about this. It's hard for you to actually open up about this because you don't want to feel like you are losing control of the little bit of sense of self that you have. Okay, you feel like you're going to lose control of the situation of yourself if you even try to think about or address these issues. Okay, it hitting me in the ankle. You also, ankles are almost like the stability. They're the stability of your leg. They connect your foot, which is the foundation, to your leg, which helps you stand. So your ankle is like it's stability. You're afraid that addressing these issues will make you have to like decide who you are, change who you are, pick a side type of energy, and that scares you. Okay, you feel like that you may lose control of yourself, of your life, if you have to do this, and you're afraid it's going to affect your stability. And I'm not talking about like financial stability. You're afraid it's going to affect your emotional stability, your inner stability. Okay, and then the guidebook fell out of the box, and it's like propped up on the box. You are literally like, I'm here like, I've been crawling in the dark looking for the answer. You have been crawling in the dark looking for the answers, but you haven't been using the guidebook. You've literally just been winging it, trying to figure it out all on your own when there's a guidebook right there that can help you figure out what to do. And I'm not literally getting like a guidebook, not like a literal book. For some of you, it could be a Bible or something like that. But for others, it's just a metaphor. Okay? The guidebook would be your inner self, your intuition, God, etc. So why was I guided to this deck, Spirit? The deck already had a lot to say with the way it came out, fell down, all that. So what else for this energy? What else for this message? Wow, excuse me, big ass confirmation bird. The Phoenix, rising from the ashes, rebirth. So the confirmation bird was because the Phoenix card was coming out. It's time for you, my love, to address these issues. It's time for you to take the time to face yourself, to resolve the self-conflict wounds and the cognitive dissonance, because it's time for you to resurrect yourself, rebirth yourself. Choose a side and your moral compass and move in that energy. It's time for you to rise from the ashes, okay? It's time for you to heal this wound, and you have the power to take control of your own life, your own situation, your own mind frame, etc. Sage, purification. It's time for you to heal this wounding. It's time for you to heal the cognitive dissonance. Anything else from this deck? Sea Star, simplicity. It's not as hard as you think it is. You're thinking that it's going to be very difficult and you're afraid to do this. You're afraid to take the steps to do this. It's not. It's actually going to be very simple. Simplicity, the starfish. It's actually going to be very simple. Also, a starfish, when a starfish loses an appendage, it regenerates. It grows back. The Phoenix card is resurrection and rebirth. Same energy with the starfish. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's going to be actually very easy and very simple for you to make this change, for you to heal these wounds. You're going to regenerate. You're going to recalibrate. You're going to purify yourself. You're going to be resurrected and rebirthed. Phoenix rising from the ashes. What other deck was I guided to? This one. So what else, Spirit? What do they need to do? What do they need to know? What can they do, etc., to get the ball rolling on this healing? What can they do? Experiences. Shadow work. Shadow work requires you reliving experiences, going back, looking over things that have happened, analyzing how they made you feel, etc. Experiences. It's time for you to do the shadow work. It's time for you to relive the experiences, the teachings, whatever it was that you were taught that caused a cognitive dissonance. What is this? Humble and benevolent. I don't like the word humble, but hey, if that's how it's able for someone to understand it, it's time for you. Also, there was progress at the bottom of the deck. I didn't grab it. Progress, humble and benevolent, excuse me. It's time for you to humble yourself. Basically, it's time for you to let your ego sit the fuck down so that you can actually work on these wounds. It's time for you to relive the experiences, do the shadow work. Also, this card to me looks like someone meditating, like a praying mantis or something meditating, okay? So you may need to meditate in order to do the shadow work, but it will help you heal. It will help you become good, a good person, a better you, okay? So for someone, what you need to do is basically tap in, meditate, pray, sit with yourself, introspect, shadow work, etc. That's the first step in healing these woundings, okay? Because once you can get in and heal the cognitive dissonance, just pick a side, and then you'll be able to address the self-concept wound. You won't need to seek others' validation or go along with what everyone else is doing, because you will have your own set of morals. You'll be the person that you want to be and not the confusion of what you were taught. Okay? And that will give you your rebirth, you rising from the ashes, Phoenix. But that is literally all I am getting for this energy, for this session. So, for whoever that was resonating with, you know now what you need to do. And you know that it's not going to be as hard as you think it's going to be. It's actually going to be very, very simple. So the fear that you're feeling in actually like starting, it's literally limiting belief. There's nothing to fear. You're going to be renewed. You're going to be healed. You're going to be changed. You're going to be rebirthed, resurrected, okay? But that is all I have for you guys for this therapy session. So I'm going to close this here, and I will see you in the next one. Happy healing.